So you're thinking of making Waldorf Maryland your home and you're not quite sure if it's for you. Well, look no further because in this video, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, and we're going to get into that right now. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Brittany Stinney. I'm a realtor proudly serving the DMV, and I'm so excited to talk to you about Waldorf Maryland. But before I do that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because today, we're going to talk about Waldorf, but you don't know where we're going to be next. Honestly, sometimes I don't even know where we're going to be next, but you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of that. And of course, if there's a specific area you want to know about, make sure you drop it in the comments because every day I get calls from people like you who are looking to buy or sell in the DMV area, and I would love to help you reach your real estate goals. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Waldorf, Maryland. Now, as with any place, there's going to be things that you're going to love about a community, and there's going to be some things you want to consider. So let's switch it up. Let's start off with the cons. Let's talk about the things you want to consider when moving to Waldorf, Maryland. The first thing you want to consider is the traffic. Now, living in this area, traffic can be a little bit of a challenge, especially depending on the time of day you are moving around. And let's be honest, as depending on where you're seeing this, but if you're seeing it in 2025, you know that the traffic patterns have changed with government workers going back into the office and others going back into the office too. So it has definitely picked up. Now, 301 is one of the major roads out here, often referred to as Crane Highway, and that can get pretty congested around that rush hour time. So that is something you want to think about if you're moving to this area. Now, that actually leads us to our con number 2, right? And that is no metro access. If you need to have access to the metro, I hate to say it, but Waldorf is just not for you. Currently, there are no metro stops, and there's really no discussion about metro rail being brought out here. There are some, what do they call the kissing stops located in this area, and there's some busing, but in terms of just metro, you just don't have that. You're not crazy far from Alexandria, Virginia, so there is going to be a line in Alexandria and other parts of Maryland that you might be able to access, but that's still going to be a little bit of a drive to get to the metro. So if you definitely need a metro, you might want to consider not living in Waldorf. Now, our next one, depending on how you look at it, I personally think it could be a pro, and we're going to talk about some of that in a minute. But what people might consider the challenge here in Waldorf is that rapid growth and development. There are so many things going up in terms of new construction communities, as well as new developments. Now, make sure you stay and watch the full video because I'm actually going to tell you about a new development coming up in the Waldorf area, which, depending on how you look at it, you might not like it. I personally am very excited about it, but we're going to talk about it, and it does involve where you might want to call your next home. But right now, let's get back into the negative parts of living in Waldorf, right? So our fourth thing that you want to consider are the property taxes and living expenses. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Charles County is where Waldorf is located, and it's pretty close to Prince George's County, and of course other neighboring communities as well. But compared to Prince George's County, Charles County, the taxes are a little bit higher. So that's something you want to take in consideration. And honestly, no matter where you live, you want to look at the taxes and think about how that might impact your overall monthly budget. All right, so let's talk about that last reason, number 5, why you want to consider moving to Waldorf, or one of the negative attributes, I should say, and that is the limited nightlife and activities. Look, Waldorf has a quieter life, and it can be very peaceful for some people and a wonderful place, but if you're looking for more of that active nightlife and activities and things to do, it's a little more chill in Waldorf, right? You're not necessarily going to have bars and things that you can hop around to, or club hopping. It's not really going to happen there. However, you are close to National Harbor and you're not crazy far outside of DC, so you have some options, but just know it's not going to be a 15-minute Uber drive. All right. But now let's stop talking about the reasons why you don't want to live in Waldorf. Let's talk about all the reasons why you do want to live in Waldorf, Maryland. Number 1, that is without question, well, let me know if you think differently, but I think hands down one of the top reasons that you want to live in Waldorf is because of the affordable housing options. Honestly, often, even when I'm talking to buyers, we're talking about budget, I actually mention Waldorf as a spot because Waldorf does give you more bang for your buck. In terms of like other parts of Maryland as well as DC, you often can find that you can stretch your dollar more the more south you come, as in coming to Waldorf. Now, this can be whether you're looking to find a single family home, a townhome, or whatever works well for you. There likely is going to be more options for you in terms of the price range you want to be in Waldorf. All right, now our second reason why you want to live in Waldorf is that Waldorf is a great location for commuters, right? And of course, there's going to be some caveats to that, but Waldorf is located, like we said, like in that southern portion of Maryland, but you're not too far outside of like National Harbor, which is not too far outside of DC. So depending on how deep you are in Waldorf, you could easily probably get into DC within about 30 minutes, depending on traffic, right? You're also not far from Alexandria, Virginia. So if you need to commute to Virginia, you have options to do that as well. So now our third pro are the shopping and amenities galore. Look, here in Waldorf, there are so many things. You heard me mention several times 301 of Crane Highway. And on that particular road, in that Waldorf portion, there are so many things. You have restaurants, you have stores, you have big box stores, you have mom and pop stores. In Waldorf, there's a new community that is coming within the next few years, I believe, and that is called Waldorf Station. Now, it may sound a little confusing because you hear Waldorf Station, and I know for me personally, I think of the metro. It's not that. I believe it's called Waldorf Station because it's near an actual train route, but I don't know for sure. But the Waldorf Station is, if you're familiar with the area, it's located, it's going to be near that Sonic and McDonald's on Crane Highway or 301. And that's going to be a mixed use development. So they're going to have housing, commercial, and like hotels and like all things in that area. So the reason I say there's kind of mixed reviews, because I've seen some people say they're actually not excited about it because they don't want more traffic in the Waldorf area. And then you have other homeowners who are excited about it because growth means growth, right? Like good things are coming. Hopefully there'll be some new grocery stores, because one of the cons that I didn't discuss earlier, but I've heard mentioned before, and I can totally get, is that there aren't a lot of high-end grocery stores in the Waldorf area. You do have like a Mom's Organic Market, but there's no Whole Foods, there's no Trader Joe's. I believe those are the main ones. There's not a Wegmans out here. So you do have plenty of like Safeways and Giant and Aldi and things on those lines. So there are great grocery store options. But if you're looking like from one of those organic grocery stores, Mom's Organic Grocery Store is going to be your main one, which is my personal favorite. So I'm a happy girl in Waldorf no matter what. But I say that to say, in the Waldorf Station, who knows? Maybe they'll bring some new grocery stores. I'm assuming there is going to be a grocery store, but hopefully they'll bring something like a Trader Joe's or a Wegmans or a Whole Foods to the area. I don't know, what do you think? Could it happen? That actually leads perfectly to our fourth one, and that our fourth pro is that there are plenty of new communities developing in Waldorf. So currently in Waldorf, there's so many homes that you can take a look into if you're looking to purchase your new home. And if you are, give your girl a call. Ding. But if you're looking for more new construction, you want to keep your eye on Waldorf, because there are a lot of communities coming up like every day here, y'all. I promise you, Waldorf is something you want to keep your eye on because it just continues to grow. And you don't want to miss out on that growth, because then you're going to be like, oh man, I missed it. So you're here first. Move on out to Waldorf, right? Now, our fifth and final reason why you might want to call Waldorf your new home is the proximity to the military bases. Now, for all my military folks, Waldorf could be your next home because you are in great commuter distance to several of the bases. So we find that many members of the government enjoy living in Waldorf because it gives great housing affordability as well as access to nearby community. So there you have it. We talked about not only 5 reasons you might want to consider living in Waldorf, but 5 reasons why you might absolutely love Waldorf. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you already know a lot about Waldorf, if you've been in Waldorf before, did I miss anything? Is there something you love or hate that I didn't talk about? Would you call Waldorf your home? I would love to know what you guys think, and hopefully this was insightful for you. That's always my goal, to help you out. Now, if you're looking for additional assistance and you're ready to move or call Waldorf your home or some other part of the DMV your home, hey, go ahead and hit your girl up. I would love to connect in whatever way works best for you, whether email, text, Zoom. We got options, y'all. So hit your girl up, and I would love to connect with you and talk about your real estate goals. Other than that, let me know in the comments what you think about Waldorf, or if you have any additional questions, and I'll see you on the next one.